Hi everybody. Today I'm going to do a review of a Chevy 350 crate motor that you can buy off the internet or at your local Chevy dealer. A lot of people out there wonder how good this engine is, what it comes with, what it doesn't. I'm going to go through that. I've had one in my 54 Chevy for almost 2 years now, so I'm going to give you a rundown. Enjoy. First, what am I talking about? Well, this is it. You can always tell because it's black, it has no intake manifold. There's the part number, 1006753. Essentially what this is a long block directly from GM. They're made in Mexico, no issues with that really. It's been, the casting is a little rough, but it's been fine. Does not come with an intake manifold, obviously. It also, more importantly, does not come with the oil filter connection where you screw the oil filter on. It doesn't come with that. So you either have to get that out of a junkyard or order it. And it requires a round gasket. Do not get a generic gasket from AutoZone or O'Reilly's or any place like that. Get the Delco GM gasket. You don't want that thing to leak. And there's some crappy quality gaskets out there for that oil filter thing. I wish I remembered what exactly that's called, but you'll know it. Also, what my block didn't come with was a plug in the side of the block. It looked like maybe a plug for coolant or oil. I wasn't sure at the time, so I just plugged it with a plug from an old block. You can get these. This one's priced at $21.49. I've seen them as low as $19.99, and depending on who you work with, you might be able to get it shipped to your door. In my case, it was shipped to a local Chevy dealer, and I picked it up there. So this is what we're going to be reviewing today. It's rumored it's 8-to-1 compression. So first and foremost, this is not a high-performance engine. If you want a high-performance engine, don't buy this. With 8-to-1 compression, you're just never going to get good power out of it. It's listed at, I think, 245 horsepower. 249. I don't know about that, maybe, and I'll talk about that later. This is an engine for people that want to cruise, that want to drive their car every day, that want it to be super reliable. That's what this engine is for. It's not for racing. It's not for any kind of real competition. It's for reliability. And it's also for use with cheap gas. I put 87 in this thing and it has no problem with it whatsoever. So here's the engine in the car. This is, as I said, my 54 Chevy. You'll see that it comes black, factory black. It does not come with the distributor. I had to add that. It does not come with the water pump. I had to add that, of course, the intake and carb. I have stock exhaust manifolds on it, which I'm sure doesn't help the power, but again, with an 8-to-1 engine, I wasn't too worried about putting headers on it. In these old Chevys, it fits so well. There's so much room in here that it's a really simple swap. Other than having somebody operate the hoist when I put it in, I did it all by myself in one day. Another thing about this old Chevy, just not to sidetrack too much, you can actually install this engine and pull the old one without taking the hood off. The hood goes back so far on these you don't have to pull it. I wish I had known that because I did take the hood off, and putting these springs back on was a major pain in the butt. Anyway, I digress. So this is what it looks like in the car. Now, I talked about the power of this thing. There's not much power to it. The 54 Chevy is not a heavy car. I think it's around, don't quote me, but 3,700 pounds. It doesn't have much power with this thing, and I can't imagine this in like a 4x4 truck or something. It'd be pretty slow, but again, it's incredibly reliable, and I'm going to show you one of the reasons that I think it is. This car has been sitting for weeks, probably a month. I haven't started it before this video or anything, but I'll show you why this is such a great engine for a daily driver. I've got an Edelbrock carb on it. An Edelbrock Performer RPM manifold. So I'm going to pump it like 3 times. and then pump it again because it's been sitting. And it's running. I mean, just like that, this thing has been sitting for ages. And listen to that idle. I mean, I'm not touching the gas or anything. It's just smooth as hell. The oil pressure, right now it's close to 60. It runs cool. I never have a problem with it. It's idling right about 1,000 because it's on fast idle right now. But if I kick it down, you know, it's only been running a minute and it's already idling at 600. So pretty cool. It's quiet in the car. I mean, it's not shaking at all. It's really like if you were to buy, I don't know, like a 1979 Chevy with the 350, this is kind of what it is. It's like factory new smooth. Make sure when you buy it, the part number I gave you does come with an external fuel pump provision, but there is an extra plate that goes between the fuel pump and the block that mine did not come with, so you have to pick that one up. It's like a half moon shaped plate. You may have to pick that one up. If not, you can order it from Summit or Jegs or one of those places. I really have no complaints about this engine whatsoever, except the power. Might be a few things I can do about that. I don't know, I need to look at it. Perhaps the mechanical advance could be played with. I haven't done that yet, and that might be part of the problem. It's got an aftermarket HEI on it, and I don't know how they set the advance. I haven't had time to check it yet, given all the other stuff I've got going on. But that's the review of the Chevy 350 crate motor made for older cars. There is a model for newer ones, but it doesn't have the fuel pump provision, and it's got the centerbolt valve covers that this one does not have. This has the traditional valve covers, which I very much wanted because I'm looking for a set of early 70s vintage Pro Stock valve covers that I'm going to put on it. Any questions, feel free to write me. And if you like more videos like this one, subscribe. Enjoy.